I am sure sports. You know me there. I'm coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get the sports over here from near and far. Boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that me not say it. Know who score, that me not say it. Never know no game play, that me not say it. If me never seen a game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crap of players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Greetings and welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I am your host, Manins Man, and today I have a very special legend to talk to. Right? Some of you are going to be seeing him for the first time. If that is the case, it's because you're too young and you have not yet researched the history catalog of Jamaican football. Because if you did, you'd have known the face and would have been familiar with the voice. And so it is going to be a good one. But first, before I introduce him, I have a couple of things that I want to share with you. One, we want to say a big thank you to the sponsors of this video. The sponsors are Trick Nick. In fact, we had a winner yesterday who received today an entire carton box of Trick Nick products. Trick Nick is a Jamaican-owned company that operates in Canada. They use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. They make what you need for jerking and jerk sauce and jerk spice and hot pepper sauce and curry powder, curry paste, all of these things. So here's what you need to do. Check them out and support them. All right. They're offering 25% discount on all your products if you visit them at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. I know you're not here to hear me. You're joining the stream because you want to hear our special guest speak today. So that's all I will say, except ask him some questions and leave the floor to him. So we want to welcome this morning to I Am Sure Sports, Mr. Altimon, Freddy, Butler. Greetings.
Greetings, man.
Greetings.
It's a pleasure, you know. It's a pleasure.
Why you have to wear that shirt?
Well, been a Barcelona since 1982, you know.
Okay.
Since 1982, when Diego Maradona had signed for Barcelona. Since then, I've been a Barcelona fan. You know?
Yeah. How do you feel about Barcelona right now?
not pretty good. We are in the rebuilding stage, you know. So we're rebuilding, so I have to stay there and fight with my team, you know.
Okay. So you're gonna stick and stay even though things are not looking good.
Yeah, like I say, from 1982 when Diego Maradona signed over there, so I've been a Barca fan.
That's a long time. That's a long time. You know, at that time I was still a young boy, but I want to thank you for taking the time to be with us today. A lot of Jamaicans have been asking about you, that we should hear from you as well because you're part of the 1998 campaign. But I didn't know that your time in Jamaica went all the way back to when like Michael Tulloh was playing. In fact, he was telling me the story about how you actually scored a goal and how he kind of heard you
Yeah,
calling. What we won't
yeah,
get into.
yeah.
Yeah, we're not
I
gonna
was
get into
still,
that yet.
yeah, I
We're
was
not gonna
still a
get into that yet.
schoolboy. Yeah.
Yeah,
All
man.
right,
So
good, good, good.
save that for down the road so the people can, wait for that story. But what I want to start out with is for you to just begin by sharing with us, how you started in football, the origins, all the way up to high school, and then we'll move from there to your time in college, and after that, after your time in college, then to the professional ranks, and then into the national team, and then at the back end, we'll speak about the present construct of Jamaica's football and what are your thoughts on the future of it. So go ahead and just share with the people.
It's gonna be lengthy, so I'm gonna have to chop through some of it. So it's gonna
All
be
right.
lengthy, and I might have to go back and forth and swing. Yeah, but the origin of it, where it all started, was in Port Royal. So that's where I grew up.
Oh, oh,
Yeah, in Port Royal, and I have to give shout out to a lot of boyhood friends who I know all of my life. Like the Vasta Bullock and Curtis Limton, Big Red, who played for KC, is a first cousin of mine, Lyndon Taylor, Wamba, Bungle, Happy. We had a bunch of young boys that there was a lot of fierce rival and a lot of fierce battle in the community with me and those guys. So
that's out in Royal.
yeah, in Port Royal, yeah. So those
Oh,
are the ones, our little 4v4 scrimmage in the churchyard or over by the police training school. That's what kind of molded me into being a player. So, all my uncles played for Port Royal from both sides. My
oh.
father was a top baller over there also. They say that he was one of the best. So we and in my family, everybody played football and everybody could play. So I played for the under 16 team. I started playing very young, which Nyron Prawl, who was the goalkeeper for that Triple Crown team.
That's Port Royal
Champion.
still.
Yeah, in
Oh,
Port
champion.
Royal.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
So he was, we played for a little team called Golden Star. So we had a lot of good players, and we were unbeaten. Then I played. My football journey really began like in 1974 because Port Royal won the minor league in 1974. I was like about 6 years old then, and I get to watch a lot of those games. That's where I kind of developed the love for football. 1974 in Port Royal won the
Don't want to interrupt you, but somebody saying you have to also show some kudos to Ali Brown.
Yeah, man. Ali Brown was a general, man, from Excelsior. But like I only call the names of the boys that I grew up playing with.
In Port
Like I
Royal.
said, those are the ones
Yeah.
that mold me, because a lot of kick and thump and box and time I try to take them on and salad them. So I can call a lot more names including Ali.
Yeah.
I just refer to to my peers. To my peers. So I grew up. I played President Cup for Port Royal. We were suspended from the minor league because we had used an overage player. So I played President Cup for Port Royal, which we won the President Cup in 1984, I believe.
President Cup is a age group because no,
Yeah,
like
that's under 17. Under
under
17.
because
That's like
okay,
President Cup is usually like a second division to minor league. You have to win
okay,
or come second or something like that, and then you qualify to play in the minor league.
okay. So you want the
So Port
President
Royal
Cup?
won that year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and I started playing early in the men's league because that same year, like 1984. I think that's the year they started the City Barclay. Don't quote me on some of the years because
Yeah,
it's been,
man.
yeah. But I think that when they started the City Barclay, I was still only 15 years old, and I was playing for Port Royal in the City Barclay. So I even
Yeah.
play men's football before I even start playing schoolboy football.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So you're playing Sid Bartlett, but you're still playing for Port Royal
Yeah, in the President Cup.
in the President Cup. Okay, I keep hearing that people could play in different tournaments for different teams
Yeah,
in those times.
President Cup was a youth league. But City Barclay was a men's league. So I was playing in the men's league with
Okay, all right. So at this time, what school were you playing for? Because this is a lot of
actually,
community based.
even when I didn't reach high school yet, so I started playing
Oh.
men's football before playing Manning Cup.
Oh, so how old were you at this time?
Like 15 years old.
Oh, okay. So you're winning all of these under 17. You're playing President Cup and Sid Bartlett at 15.
Yeah, at 15 years old.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
'Cause what happened now? I played on the minor league, the President Cup. Them give you boots them days, So Roger Limtam, who was the manager of the team, him give me a pair of Patrick's. So my brethren now, Happy, who was a bit older, he was playing City Barclay. And they had a practice game. So Happy come and borrow my boots and say, lend him the boots, him go play. So me lend him the boots and me and my brethren them vassal them. As little you to run the big man them. I'm go. Them give me a gears. So they give me a gears, but I can't go back to Happy. I couldn't go back to Happy and say, Happy, I have to give me back my boots because Happy a big man for me. So I have to play in my sneakers. At 15 years old playing for Port Royal.
Okay. How did that game go? Did you score any goals in that first game?
No, I came off the bench. I just get a little small run, as a kid.
Okay.
But
okay.
as we go, I started playing and I'm starting and playing and scoring and do everything, as a little gem in the community at 15 years old playing for Port.
All right. So I mean, what about the bigger, like at that time, the bigger clubs in out in the east? I don't know if Harborview was from.
Yeah, Harborview.
Were they looking for you and say, man, why don't leave Port
No.
Our Port Royal was bigger than Harborview in that time.
No, it was around the same, but Harborview, yeah. But in terms of minor league, that same year, like the 84, I had a lot of friends like Goosey and Blacker Mike and these guys who play Clint and those guys who play for Harborview in minor league. So they wanted me to play minor league for Harborview. But Port Royal was playing in the President Cup. So I couldn't go and leave my community and go play for Harborview. They would have killed me. So I have to stay at Port Royal. So that's how I end up staying. But after then I eventually end up at Harborview in the Premier League.
In the Premier League. All right. But all right, so you move into high school now. So you're doing all of this.
I went to.
So every school in Kingston must have been recruiting you. All of the top school must be saying, come to this school, come to this school, come to this school.
Yeah, the opportunity to go to Camperdown, Jackie Walters, and but I had done the exam and got into Dunoon Technical. So Dunoon, they had only played 1 year in Manning Cup, which was 83. So 1984 would have been our first season our second season in Manning Cup. So I played for Dunoon, scored on my debut. We played Arden 2-2. I scored both goals. That year,
who are some of the players on your team?
I had Edward Manning, great Edward Manning, Patrick Thomas, Gordon McNeil, Loxley Chin. That 84 team, who else we had? Garfield Ledford, Dave Clark, Nicholas Robinson. We had a steady team because we only lost one game that year, 1984. Okay. And GSC and Tivoli qualified from the group, and GSC ended up in the 1984 final.
Oh, so the one game that you lost.
Yeah, because
wow.
Yeah, our final game of the season, we had to. Back then, it was 2 points for a win, 1 for a draw. So we had to play Tivoli Gardner, and they needed a win. No, they needed a draw, and we had to win, and the game draw 0-0, and Tivoli went through.
Okay.
So that and 1985, no, that's a year when Dunoon really bust out of the park. Because that year we went to the both Manning Cup and Walker Cup semi-final in 1985.
Okay.
So we had
lost both of those.
Yeah, we lost the Manning Cup.
Christopher Bender was on that team?
No, Bender played for Camperdown.
Oh, you went to Danoon.
Donoon Technical, yeah.
Oh, right. Because you mentioned Camperdown, but you ended up staying at Danoon.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Okay.
So
So you never
we lost.
okay, so you never won the Manning Cup at Danoon, but you went to the
No, I
semi-finals.
lost the 1986 Walker Cup finals to Meadowbrook. And I've been to um the Manning Cup semi-final both 85 and 86.
Okay. Who were some of the
So
players that you went up against? I mean, because if you were so good at 15, I mean, who were some of the outstanding players that would knock out your Danoon team?
the Georges team had like Christopher Morgan, they had Brian Hamilton, the Pierces, the Zadis, PSC. We had GSC had Richard McDonald, Pat Cover, you had Paul Young, Peter Isaacs, Christopher Dias,
Which team was
from
that?
Charlie Smith. No, most of the name I call
Oh, they were playing for
within that
different
year.
teams.
Yeah, that's from different teams, players that we've been up against, quality players. Because within that time, I got called to the Jamaica youth team. That was, I think, 1985. And we had a bunch of talent, That team, we had McCreer from KC, Christopher Dias, Paul Young, Richard McDonald, Leroy Foster, Robert
That
Digerids from
yeah,
Calabar. We had
that was a Jamaica U team.
the youth team with
Whoa,
Paul Young, Peter Isaacs, Errol Salah Lewis on that team, Christopher Morgan, Marvin Fisher from Camperdown, Peter Grant from Dintil. Who
whoa.
else? We had a lot of players.
That was a big bad U team, man.
Yeah, we had a very good. That's a team we had with Dennis Zady and Jackie Bell when they died within that time.
Oh, okay. They were the
Yeah,
coach of that youth team.
yeah.
Whoa.
So I was on that team.
I mean, but how that team didn't progress? Because those are some very top names in that time. So I wonder how that team never progressed.
We,
So many
we,
of
we
them.
won the game. I think Paul Young mentioned scoring one of his first youth game overhead sort of bicycle kick. We won against Cuba. We went into the CONCACAF final round. But again, preparation and what was going on in the GFF. You can't really fault the players back then. But in terms
Okay.
of talent, we had a lot of talent on that team.
Okay. So how was that? I mean, being in a Jamaica U team, what was that like? Because so many times I hear people talking about training and going back to Crossroad to take bus to go back home and sing. What was it? What was it like for you?
Yeah,
In a
it's
Jamaica
it's
U team.
it's exactly the same that everybody told you. We play on a bun and cheese which you have to split with a teammate. Again, that youth team, we were staying in the attic also at stadium.
Still,
So
yeah.
we were staying in the attic and training inside the stadium.
Uh,
Eat a lot of boiled chicken and regular stew chicken and the regular thing. But that team, we had a brotherhood in that team from that time. Even today, we all of us who played on that team are still very close friends.
Okay. All right, people. There are a lot of comments coming in already, Mr. Butler. So we want to get the story first, and then we're gonna get to your comments so he can take some of them. So don't think I am ignoring. I am not. Right. We have a female from Meadowbrook talking about the Meadowbrook team that won the Dacaster Manning Cup that one time that you mentioned. But we're gonna get to the comments. But we want Mr. Butler to finish his story, and then he's going to take on some of the comments that you guys have. And see. All right. So.
All
That's
right, so we
Manning Cup.
continue.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
Continue.
play
Manning
Manning
Cup.
Cup. Played all Manning 2 years, playing the all school team, was on the Jamaica youth team with some of the names I mentioned. Within that time, that's when I moved on to Harborview. I moved to Harborview from Port Royal because my cousin there, Raja, who used to play for Harborview, come on him tell me, listen, if you play for Jamaica youth team, you do well in the school, but it's time to move on because Harborview playing Premier League and Major League, and Port Royal was playing City Bartlett. So that's when I moved to Harborview, still as a schoolboy, playing in the Premier League. But when I went to Harborview, it's I think some of the quality players that I had there, allow me to flourish as a schoolboy. Because I remember one of my very first games for Harborview, Not sure. Trying to maybe it's Violet Kickers or Reno in the Premier League. And we're coming out for the game after instructions, and Clennon Clark came to me and said, listen, just do anything you want to do. You know? Don't bother worry with the coach. So you just do anything you want. At the time, we had Linval Mackenzie on the team also. He was the captain of the national team. Lin have this big smile when him laugh and you see him teeth. He was just laughing and he must say, hear what the man say. Man say, if you do anything you want to do, you know, I hope you hear what the man say. And I did go out there and do everything that I want to do.
Yeah.
I think from there, the rest was history, you know, because that team also was a big team. Because I think that game we had DV, Donovan Hills in goal, Andrew Hines in the back with Richard Green, left back, Cabra Barrington Gainer.
Right.
I think it's Fidel Thompson playing with Andrew Hines. So in the midfield, Howard Kane, Clennon Clark, myself, Linval Mackenzie with Mark Salmon and Noel Blissett. I think that was the starting team for my very first Harborview game.
Yeah.
Still as a schoolboy.
Still as a, because you're still at Dinkill.
No, Dunoon,
right? While playing for Harborview.
Yeah, in the Premier League. Yeah.
In the Premier League. Okay. And so how good was your first season for Harborview?
Well, at the time I didn't get to play that much in my first season. I scored some goals, did my thing. Yeah. But again, I still was in school, and you know, I missed a few games in the country here and there in the midweek and things like that. You know, sometimes they'll pick me up at school and drive me down to wherever they're going in the country to play and bring me back. And, you know,
okay.
Yeah. But I did fairly well. So within that time also, I got called to the senior national team, still as a schoolboy at 17 years old. You know, myself, Paul Young, and Ellie Dias, Christopher Dias got called to the senior national team at school at that time.
Okay.
So that's where the story began with Michael Tolo and the Owie Bell and the Butters Carbet and Richie Murray and you know all those
so
senior.
Your first game with the senior team. Do you remember who you played against?
My first game was against the Cayman Islands. You know, we went on that tour. I think Tolo talked about that tour, the 2-game tour where they opened the stadium. Right. But I scored on my second international game for Jamaica.
Right.
I think Tolo scored. I think we scored about 6 goals. Tolo scored 4. Myself scored 1. I think Howard Bell scored the other one. I'm not sure.
Tell us his story now, because he said that he was going to score and he heard you behind him calling out. And just dump me the ball.
Yeah, it was Anthony Butters Carbet who picked it up in midfield and turn. And you know, if I can remember clearly, Tolo made a diagonal run and Carbet slip it.
Yeah,
and I kind of
the same story.
Yeah, man, I kind of call him off, you know.
Yeah.
So even today, I don't even know which one. I always tell Carbet say him is the one who assists me. But again, Tolo really play a big part in it still. Okay. Yeah, so Tolo kind of skip it and just give me and I just tuck it away. Yeah, so that was my first international goal.
Okay. All right.
And my second international game for the country. Yeah.
All right. So no, I know that. So this is you're still up in school at
yes, still in school. Yes, still in school at Dunoon.
Because somebody keep asking about 1988. Did you play for Dunoon against Charlie
No,
Smith?
I left Dunoon, you know. I wasn't even in Jamaica, you know, because you have to remember that at that time I was the first player in the history of Jamaica got a contract straight out of high school, you know. So I left Jamaica. So again, I played in the CONCACAF club championship, and I played for Harborview again. Still going to school as a schoolboy. So we played L'Etoile de Monalou of Guadeloupe. So when we went to Guadeloupe and I played the first game and they saw me play, you know, they were a bit mesmerized that a little schoolboy came in here and run rings around them. So we came back on the return leg and they said they wanted number 10. You know, I didn't really take them serious. But I finished school in July. By the end of July, you know, they flew to Jamaica, took me to the to the French embassy, get me my visa, and by August. So I leave school in July and I left Jamaica in August. So I have to say that I grew into manhood as a Frenchman.
So that was
Because
in 1986.
1987.
87. Okay. So 87
Yeah.
you left. Okay. So you left Harborview, you left high school because you were still in high school.
No, I graduated from high school that time.
Oh, okay. But you're still a teenager.
Yeah, still a teenager.
Made your debut for Jamaica already.
Yeah.
Right. Played at the youth level. And now you moved to Guadeloupe. Did your family go with you?
No, I went alone, you know.
Oh, what was that like? Or did you speak French?
No, not a word, you know. Only thing I know was we, you know. I didn't know anything. You know, when I went there and they presented me and they took me to dinner the first time, and when I got the menu, everything was written in French. So I just put my head on the table and cry. God damn time you miss all your little girlfriend. I miss my parents, I miss my family, I miss my friend them. Just cry. You know, after that, you know, like my whole happiness is when I get out on the field, you know. But it's a joy because today I speak fluent French, so I will never change that for nothing, you know.
So what we mean?
Yes.
Oh. So when you hear your child saying that, Daddy, I want to we.
Yeah, so
Guadeloupe, and then how do you transition from there?
Guadeloupe, I spent almost like a year and a half. But while playing in Guadeloupe, we had won the French Cup, which in Guadeloupe, when you play the French Cup, you also play against French teams.
Oh, so somebody is saying, I don't know what that is. So let me just put, you can see it, that comment. Como talivon, I think that is.
Como talivon means how are you?
Also.
Yeah.
All right, there you go.
Yeah, so I spent a year and a half, but playing in the French Cup, we get to play against the French professional teams, and that's where I didn't stay long in Guadeloupe. That's how I ended up in France, and I played for Brest in France.
Oh, really? No, yeah, man. Tell us about it because listen, most people don't know this because they think like Keith Kelly. They think Keith Kelly was the first.
No, man. Yeah, listen, even some man attack about Leon Bailey them and Europa. Me I do them thing from 80s, man. My first game was against Zenit. Brest win 2-0. I scored both goals. Google and check the research.
What was that in the Europa?
Yeah. So I had teammates like David Genola, Paul Gwen, Roberto Cabanas. Before Genola came to Newcastle and Spurs, me and Genola played day to day in and out. You understand? So when people talk about some Jamaican players and 90s them know about, me I tell you about 80s.
Whoa.
Me I tell you about 80s when me I play French league.
So you leave Guadeloupe and go to Brest. You just take over and tell us from how you did there, Europa League, all of those things.
Yeah, man. I go to Brest and I play at Brest and I do my thing. Yeah, but when I there at Brest, even George Weah, I have a friend, Andrea Weah, he's very close to George Weah. And when he mentioned my name to George Weah said to him, who you talking? One touch Jamaican? Remember, we couldn't get the ball off that man. That man only take one touch. And even Andrea was fascinated to say, but me never know you play France. And I mean, I say, yeah, man, I play against Monaco and PSG and Marseille in a Parc des Princes as a young Jamaican. But back then, we didn't have internet. We weren't as connected as we are now today.
Yeah.
So people don't even know that. You understand? So people just think, say, some of the modern day youth, then we are do something. We are do them thing from 80s, man.
So what they call a one-touch Jamaican.
Yeah, because you know when me used to spin on the ball and a turn, and me had a French international who had just retired in the group, Antoine Noyo, and him come to me and say, listen, you play like you in the circus, you know, you're tired out yourself. You have to know if to pass the ball. And so I know say all this time I there at Jamaica, I don't know if to play football. And I think about chop him and salad him and pile him.
Yeah.
The man tell me say you play like you in a circus, man. Spend less time on the ball. Cause the man tell me straight up, say, see what you can do? none of we can do. But you only play like in the circus. And so when me go back to Jamaica in the 90s and I play, everybody said, I'm on the idiot because me only I take 1 or 2 touch and me not look flashy. But I was very efficient at what I do. But because Jamaican public don't really understand football. Because when me go there, this man, like me say, him tell me, listen, football is 1 to control, 2 to pass. 1 to control, 2 for patience, 3 to pass. The man say, you're tired out yourself. I broke one man 3 and 4 times and I try to put it with legs and everything. The man say, circus you for go play. And from there, so me change my game. As a French farmer, French international come and tell me, say, you're tired yourself, man.
So how did that work with you? Being in France, I mean, I know there were not a lot of international friendlies for Jamaica, but were you still in touch with the national program to come back?
No. From I went to Guadeloupe, you know, I didn't see back the national team, you know. Even playing in France and Guadeloupe, you know, nobody knew where I was. Nobody knew where I was to contact me. Nobody didn't know where I was. I'm playing against Bordeaux, against John Tigana and Alan Gires and
Enzo play against Tigana?
Just cool, man. Enzo Schiffer from Belgium. Schiffer, Shusha from Carlos Alof from Germany. Me rub shoulders with the whole of them, man. Manuel Amaros, Glenn Oddle, Mark Hatley, Marcel Dib. You name them, man. Me rub shoulders. Didier Deschamps. Me turn Didier Deschamps wrong and wrong in a circle. Didier Deschamps is a play for your side name Montpellier. Yeah. Eric Cantona, Laurent Blanc, you name them, man. Me rub shoulders. Me talk about 80s. So Jamaica don't even know the whole thing. You understand? So even sometimes when them compare me to some baller, I just laugh. Because if I walk in the street today and Laurent Blanc should see me, he will say hello. And he captain the French national team. You understand? And I mean, I talk about 80s. And I talk about the 90s thing.
This is when you're like 18, 19, in your
early 19, yes,
19,
exactly.
Going in early 20s. And the federation at that time don't know where you are.
In all fairness to the federation, they couldn't locate me because we weren't so connected as it is.
Oh, okay.
So I came to America in late 89, 90.
Right, so how many years did you spend in France before you moved?
About 3. Yeah, I did about 3 years over there, 1.5, 3 seasons. Yeah. So when I came to America now in the 90s, I had a few scholarship offers, and nobody in my family had ever been to university. You know, as a youth, I always say I wanted to be a lawyer or one of them things. I don't know where So I kind of quit the whole European scene and decide that, you know, I go to school, you know, because I can always go back and play. And that's where I stop into America now. And, you know, I got, you know, my father was here. So I got green card and all these things. I came over. And it was a big excitement in America at the time with a lot of influx of Jamaican ball and Jamaican people coming to America. So when we come back in America...
This is in early 90s now.
Yeah, like 1990 now.
Yeah.
I come back in America, me reconnect with a lot of people, you know. I feel like, you know, yes, someone there. Which I didn't have any guidance, to be honest with you, man. If I had guidance, I wouldn't stay in America and go to school. But at the same time, it was within me that I wanted to get a university degree.
Oh, because you could have gone on to professional football.
Yeah, man. I could have stayed with them, man, and do what I do, man.
Oh.
I was already playing professional football.
Okay.
So I came to America, went to school, you know, did the whole thing. You know, all American. I'm inducted in the College Hall of Fame for my school.
No, man, you have to tell us the college and all of those things, because people don't know that you're inducted into them things there.
Yeah,
and
man,
you did some historical things in terms of draft.
No, let me say, no, it's so much, you know. Some I try to be quick and I try to run.
No, man, listen. We don't have to do. Just when you say time, you just do like this and say management time, and we do part 2. Because
yeah,
we don't have to do. We don't have to do all things.
I will leave for things, man.
Yeah.
So I came to America. I'm a play in a college. You know, I graduated from the University of Southern New Hampshire, you know. with a sociology degree and a minor in computer, but I don't even know how to turn on the computer. So I went there, played. At one point, we were #1 in the nation. Yeah. Today, I played in 42 games and scored 42 goals in my college career. I scored more goals than games. Inducted in the college Hall of Fame. At one point, I had the record in NCAA playoffs, the most points in a playoff. I think it's now broken. So when I came here and I played in college, I did a lot. Yeah. But again, Jamaica don't know anything about that.
That's what I'm now asking. So you come back, and this is now 90s, and you're dominating college football.
Yeah.
And Jamaica not called. You're not being called.
No, still not been called. Still, what happened? You know, I got Boxill, Mr. Boxill, great Killam. Yeah, Killam was very close to Clennon Clark. Who Clennon Clark was always one of our mentors, you know. So he always tried to get me to come, and even Jimmy Chin tried and get me to play for Galaxy. But you know, I was always Harborview and Port Royal like that, so I wasn't gonna put on another shirt. So I think it's 1994. They had a game. They played USA in North Carolina, and I don't remember the connection. But I was able to fly out there and meet the team, and Wendell Longswell had the team. So I did a training session the night before the game. And then Longswell said that he must have a morning session again because he had to see me again. So I came back in, train again, and he made me start and play the game, and I was man of the match. USA beat us 1-0. Alexi Lala scored a header. So that's when I came back in the national team after then. You know, I traveled so much and played so much, and I get back in the national team. And I think we went on a tour after then to Cayman Islands, and I went and played again. And I think as we beat St. Martin, I think 3-2. I scored 2 goals. We beat British Virgin Island like 12. I scored 2 goals. Then I get dropped out of the team again. No calls or nothing, you know. And when Simois came back,
well, no, we can't. We're going too fast because
we're going too fast.
Yeah, because we're not going to finish the college thing yet. So what someone is, because there's some people. Please just bear with me, right? I can't take all of the comments, but as time goes by, we'll let Mr. Butler respond to some of the comments. But person are asking, one of the questions this person is asking is, how did you leave from a professional level to go to college? And
a good question. A good question. You see, back then, it's something I don't like to talk about, but because I'm being frank with you, I come out and say it out in the clear now. Back then, you could beat the system because they didn't have NCAA clearinghouse at the time. So I was able to beat the system.
Okay.
And I got in from. It's something I don't really discuss much because I don't want a lot of people to know that I came from pro back into college. So I kind of keep that on.
Right.
So in all honesty, I shouldn't even have come out and tell you that clear like I did, because you see questions already start to ask about that. So it's something where I beat the system.
Okay. All right. So like I said, that you created history in the draft system as a Jamaican.
Yeah, in the MLS draft, yeah.
All right. So what was that season like, and how were you drafted? Where were you drafted to?
So we didn't reach there yet.
No, we don't talk about that. You want to get to reggae boys, man. We don't reach that yet, man.
All right. So after college, they had a league. They had a league before the MLS called the USISL. You know, back then it wasn't even much Jamaicans playing in this league. It was myself. I played for Jersey Dragons, and Paul Young played for, I think, Charleston Battery. That's the very first year.
That's the team that he said he played for, Charleston Battery.
Yeah, so that's the very first year. So it was only myself and Paul Young was the flagship of Jamaican football at the time. You know, that time. You know. It's the next season. I think Paul T. Davis came to Long Island Rough Riders. Christopher Dias went to Myrtle Beach in Virginia. Carlton Bucklet Simmons went to Boston Bulls. You had another youth who played for Connecticut Wolves. He played the Costa Cup. I can't remember him. I don't remember him. But that's when after then Jamaicans start come into the USISL because it was pretty much only me and Paul Young. I think Rudy Dixon came to Charleston Battery also.
Okay.
So we were pretty much the only Jamaicans playing in that league at that time. Right out of college. And then I after playing in that league, I was playing, it's become 1995 now. And I'm playing and some Portuguese run my team, you know, the Dragons. And a man come on him, see me play, and he must say, what you doing in America? You too good for your play in America.
Yeah.
So him say, give me a second, I call my brother. And him call him brother and put me on a plane. I end up at Porto Santos in Portugal.
Oh,
and
somebody just put that, you know, that somebody, look at this, Mr. Somebody just said, I am doing some research. Oh, sorry. So let me read it first. It says, I'm doing some research. Mr. Butler played in Portugal as well for a team.
Oh, yeah. So we get in there. Yeah, man. That person there who write that, they're on top of them. They're on top of them things. Yeah, man. That person there who write that are really a research. So that's how I end up in Portugal. So I was in Porto Santos and me a play and a train and I do well. And the coach said, need to talk to me. So me I say, what? So I go. The first words the coach said to me that you cannot play for me. And I said, Jesus Christ, what is this now? I must say, you cannot play for me. I say, really? I must say, yes, you are too good for my team. You have to go. I make phone call for my friend. You go. See another team. Tomorrow, someone pick you up. You go airport. Or some end up at Orients because the coach tell me, say, listen, you can't play for me. You're too good for me. I send you another team.
Oh, so this was the top league in Portugal at the
No, it was the second league.
Okay,
yeah, second tier.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can speak Portuguese as well.
Yeah, man. You remember when René Simoes came, you know, I was the one that was translating for René and make things a little bit easy for him.
As part of the national team?
Yeah, man. I was very important to René and Montes. Ask any player.
We're not going to get there yet because that's the next very interesting story.
Yeah, man. Whole heap of thing, man. I'm going to say.
We're not going to get there yet. Okay. So you went to Portugal, you played in the second tier, and I went to Portugal. Transition from there. But you didn't tell us that you were the top draft pick coming out, I think, there yet, you know.
No, we don't reach us yet, you know. Remember, we go Portugal first.
Oh, okay. All right, go ahead. Yes.
Yeah. So, funny story. When I came back from Portugal, I went to see my college coach. And I was sitting in his office having a word with him and the phone ring. So him pick up the phone and him attack and him say, Freddy Butler, and him cover the phone. And him said to me, it's MLS. They're trying to find you to give you a contract. I'm going to say, no, man, go and talk to them, man. I don't want to talk to them. Hear them. And this is where, like, again, I didn't have any guidance again because I shouldn't have come to MLS. I should have gone back to Portugal that summer. Yeah. You understand? So because MLS and my first child just born and all them things, and me I say, no, I'm going to stay because I have a child in America. So that's one of the reasons too that influenced me to stay in America. Okay. So that's when I went into the MLS draft, and I was a second round draft pick, number 18 pick overall to be drafted in the MLS. So that's where that's how the MLS journey started now.
And you got drafted to which team in the MLS?
To San Jose, yeah.
San Jose Earthquakes.
Yeah, they were San Jose Clash at the time, renamed to Earthquakes.
Okay.
So today I can say that I'm the first Jamaican to play and score in the MLS. You know, so a lot of first to the name in the football.
So you were the first.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah,
that's awesome. All right, so you left Portugal. You're in the MLS now. I think this is when now you got called back now. Team.
Yeah, that's when before I went to the MLS, I got called to the national team, you know, because I think again, Mr. Baxil again mentioned to René, and René brought me in, and him kind of say me talk Portuguese. I could assist him and translate for him and things. So, you know, he kind of appreciate that. So he bring me back in the team.
Yeah.
That's around 1985.
85?
I think
Or
no
95?
95. Sorry,
95, yeah.
95. I think that's late 95 when we played Norway. We played
Right.
Norway in the stadium, and I played the first half. I came out. Kevin Pelle Wilson went on for me, and he scored on his debut. We draw with Norway,
Yeah.
1-1. I think that
Okay.
was 1995, I would think.
Right. Yeah, when Kevin Pellis is scoring. I think
Yeah.
Olegan and Social was in that Norway team
Yeah.
already. And they had this
Yeah.
very tall
Flo.
center
Yeah,
forward
man.
floor.
Flo. Yeah. Tour
Flo.
Andre Flo. Yeah. Tour Andre Flo and I worked together in Chelsea Academy. Yeah.
All right. So you're gone. You see, you're gone. We're up in the story now.
No,
to
man.
the
We don't reach Chester yet, man. We don't reach Chester yet.
we don't reach Chester yet because, all right. I see somebody asking. So let me just take a couple of comments. Was your teammate Eric Ronaldo?
Yeah, man. Eric Ronaldo, I'm a general, man. Eric Ronaldo, we're still friends today, and I'm still call. And the other day, he was on a program when Jamaica was playing, and a friend of mine called me that Eric Ronaldo make a reference that one of his favorite Jamaican players of all time is Freddy Butler. So I said, no, man, him only said to call me and him a friend.
Yeah. They ask it as a big for troublemaker as the media make him out to be. I think they're asking a question if he's as big a troublemaker as the media make him out to be.
Most of the time when you know these guys personally, it is a different person, Yeah, him try to go over the top and be funny some of the time, but him real cool outside of football.
Yeah, man. So a lot of the people they are saying, wow, they're surprised at some of this information. They just never knew some of these things. And many things are coming up. So now you're at San Jose earthquake. You get called to Jamaica. And you played in that Norway game because now this is the beginning or the middle section of the World Cup campaign. The World Cup campaign, you are there. And like I said that you met Rene Simoes and he was very impressed with you, not just from a footballing perspective, but the fact that you're able to speak Portuguese, which is what they speak in Brazil, and you were able to help him. Go ahead.
Yeah. So came to the national team now, get called back in and playing in the MLS. I come down and get called to a few games, in and out.
How would that work though? Tell us about that. Did the federation pay for your flight to and fro?
Yeah, at that time the federation was paying for my flights to come in, So at the time it was only myself and Paul Young as international base players at that time, playing.
Okay, just until Fitzroy Simpson those guys came
in.
Yeah,
we don't reach Paul Young. It was only me and Paul Young, So even sometimes, it hurt me for know when Fitzroy Simpson and the Paul Hall and Dean Burton come, everybody has say, them man, they bring professionalism to the team. But me and Paul Young been doing that. But because we talk like them and grew up at Jamaica, everybody bypass we. But me and Paul Young is what changed the training habits and approach of Jamaican players in the 90s. And nobody can tell me nothing else. When they and them come and Fitzroy them come, them just come and piggyback on what me and Paul Young had done.
Okay.
So me and Paul Young do that. And then Walter Boyd went off to Colorado Foxes, and then him become that third foreign base player that we had.
Okay. So you guys you brought back a sense of professionalism.
Yeah, man.
With the local players and all of that. And Simoes is here as well. You're helping him to understand the players in terms of communication and all of that. What was things like in the camp during those early stages and in terms of the early parts of the campaign and you
the early parts of the campaign, we try to find what we, Simoes, he would bring some stability and some sense of how he wanted us to play football, professionalism. Because back then in Jamaica, we didn't have any identity. So Simoes was the one who was bringing that to the group, where we have an identity of how we establish of how we're going to play football. So that's where we were, I used to do a lot of translation because the players can tell you a lot of times when he has things to say and him couldn't really express it. He will say it to me and then me will tell the players.
Okay.
Because even when we travel to Brazil and we in Brazil, and me do all of the translation. Even at the time, Montesa didn't even know speak English well either. A lot of them learn English through me, Rennie and Montesa.
Whoa.
Because me have to tell them English word, and I me do most of the translation. Ask any player whether they're from day one.
Okay.
And me help them with them English, and me help them with when we're there in Brazil, for most of the time, I spend more time in a training, a translate than train.
So did that affect you being selected
No,
to the
man,
team?
no, man. Me, at the time, me enjoy doing it, you know. Me enjoy doing it because, you know, a lot of the players themselves was impressed to see that.
Yes, you can speak.
Yeah.
Okay. Then you would have been an asset going to France as well, but we're not going to get there
Yeah,
yet
we
because
don't
you
reach
also
that
spoke.
yet.
We
We don't reach there yet.
All right. So
Yeah,
the
we don't
campaign
get
is
there.
going on. The campaign
Yeah.
is going on, and then Fitzroy Simpson, Paul Hall,
No,
Ian Burton.
them man they don't reach it. As a campaign I go on, I was very close with Paul Young. So Paul Young called me up and say, you know, he never had to play much at Columbus. And
He
him
was a
say,
Columbus crew at this time.
Yeah, him never had to play much, and he must say him talk to Mr. Reed and all these things, and him feel so we can qualify and we are gonna do it because we have some ball and things. So him a go up and him a go take on this campaign here. Serious, you know. And at the same time, to Walter Boy decide that he's giving up his contract and going back home.
Yeah, a lot of people don't know that you guys actually gave up your
MLS
contracts to come back to
Paul
play
Young, you know, Paul Young is the one who kind of convinced me, you know, because then I had gotten traded to Columbus. I started and played the first game, and Paul had tell me, and he must say, you know, come on, because we can qualify. So me go in, you know, to and give up my contract and go to Jamaica full time for deal with this campaign, World Cup campaign. So a lot of people put sacrifices on their lives and hold to make this campaign thing possible.
Yeah.
So we gave up our contract and came back to Jamaica full time to play.
Whoa.
Because we know that if we qualify for World Cup and qualify playing for the national team, you know, it would still have doors open for us to get back into professional football. So we weren't afraid to do that. And again, both of us had university degrees, so we could take that risk and say, you know, first thing up, you know, go in office.
Okay. So you guys came back to Jamaica to play in the local league and to be a part of the
national
team.
I didn't really play in the local league. I just
Paul Young
did Yeah, Paul Young do it. I at the time I get too much blisters and things playing for the national team, you know. Because I remember when I used to come back home and play and train and my foot them blister and all these things and I cry and someone used to say them on the show off to them play ball of foreigner. Never forget when Bibi they England and Bibi called me and said, well, Butler, you used to see a ball about your foot every time I go to Jamaica. I go visit Bibi England and Bibi wife I tell me say every time him come back from Jamaica, me have to nurse him foot and them things. I'm laugh. And Bibi say, yeah, but like, no, me understand where you used to go to.
So you're saying that
remember, no, yeah, man.
When you come from America to play in Jamaica, you get blisters?
Yeah, man, because I'm not used to them tough field there again, man, and I play on concrete, man. As training done, the first thing I do, I take off my shoes, man, and I throw them blister and all sort of thing, man. I'm live for see Bibi and Pepe them call me, man, and I say, yo, everything we used to tell you about, we are live it, you know.
Whoa.
Foot every time I go to Jamaica, go play for national team, my foot blister.
Well, listen, this just taught me something, which is even the players know from out of England or other places who come, they could be, I mean, because I don't think the field has changed much.
No, it not changed.
So they probably still having the same blisters and things.
Them probably have the same thing, man. Because we got through it. Got through it, I train up a water commission and up a Mona and them places. I talk about, man. Used to them thing there. Right, you have to remember, you know, me I tell you, say from 1987, you know, me not see them kind of something there, you know. So I talk about 10 years. We don't play upon them.
Right, because it's 10 years you had not played in Jamaica.
Yeah.
You're playing on some good surfaces. And you come back and think, whoa. Wow.
Yeah.
So the first set of games, at the first stage, and I think we in the first in the round of 6, we play in the first 5 games. We were not in a good position. I mean,
We don't
you're
reach a certain man.
oh, we don't
Remember,
reach a
so we play
tell the story now,
Suriname,
man. Yeah,
we
yeah,
play
yeah.
the
Suriname.
Suriname and the Barbados and all of them
I
games
think
there.
T God said he played in the
Yeah,
Suriname
man,
game.
T got play, man,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
score, man.
Yeah,
Don't Barbados, I think Walter Boyd scored like a last minute goal, man.
It was a
Yeah,
goal
man,
that the camera never catch, right?
yeah, man. I play in all of those games. Me I
Oh,
play.
you played in those games.
Yeah, man. I think out of the 20 qualifier, you know, I play about 14 or 16, you know. Are the
out of the
games to
total
go around.
qualifiers,
Yeah, man.
you played
20
around
games.
16. Wow.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. We play, you understand? So we in the team with all of that unit there, and from them time there. From the 95 when we go back in the team, 96 with the
So how did
campaign.
you manage? Because you're coming from the French league, Portuguese league, a good college system, MLS, and now you have to come and live in a house with whole heap of man and all of them kind of things there because
But
now they have it.
that was a sacrifice we had to make, you know. That was a sacrifice we made to ensure that we give our country a chance to qualify for the World Cup. Because even sometimes me used to do a camp and Mr. Baxil them and some man I say lights out, and me I look upon them and say what's lights out? When I there my yard and put my picnic them to sleep, where I come tell me about lights out. I'm
In that Baxil, it's Mr. Burrell this time.
No, Baxil was the team manager, so he will spend more time at the team house. Yeah.
So you say that in your professional system, there's no lights out.
No, you're responsible for yourself, and you have to make sure say you approach it the right way. Nobody now come knock your door and tell you lights out. But in the Jamaican culture, it was a bit different, you know.
Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
so but all right, you made the sacrifice and you play the Suriname, you play the Barbados, and you qualify for the
final round. Yeah, the final round.
Right.
Yeah.
So yeah, man, talk to us about what that was.
Yeah, we qualify for the final round. That's when the English players came in. The Fitzroy, Simpson,
right. The three of them came in, and Dan Burton,
they paid their way and they came in and they integrate themselves within the group, you know.
They were actually living with you guys at the house.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Them live with them, come in at the house and live and stay with we. And do everything what we do and eat everything what we eat. And we carry them on the road. You scare them on the road, we do it sometime when no training and we are go out. We just say, yo, we are go for a ride. Come on, we carry them out. So them three youth they come in and them was a part of the group, you know, after that, you know. Okay. So that's why they were able to gel with that unit. Because that unit there, you know, to be honest with you, we never even need a coach, you know. Because of the brotherly love that we have for ourselves, you know, the spirit of the team, you know, where we have within ourselves, the desire, the brotherhood that we had. We knew we were gonna qualify.
Okay.
We knew.
So you guys never had like fights and them things and
no, man. All today, man, when we see each other, man, it's just pure love, man, and man still call each other. Even just before I came on to this, Bibi called me. I'm gonna tell Bibi said me I gotta talk something and he must say about time. Yeah, man.
Tell me this is so film time to talk film things.
It was a joy, you know, because I remember even, you know, when camp break and we home, you know, guys used to come check me and them can't wait for go back to camp. You know, some of our best time was up in that house in Norwood. You know, lots of fun. We enjoy each other. That much I can say.
Yeah, I mean, one of the things, like, I can't wait to talk to like Walter Boyd and Ananda Lowe because there are two of the players that people always think like if there is a problem, these are the two persons within that national team. How did you get along with like the Walter Boyd and the Ananda Lowe and see? Because the people in the camp actually say that Walter Boyd was very professional when he comes onto his training, you know. But to the outside, it always seemed like
most times the outside don't really know. Nandi have him thing, but Nandi was always a very funny kid, you know. Kind of strange at time, but a very funny kid. He will be involved with the nonsense just to get a laugh, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, Walter Boyd, you know, a few times when we go on tour, you know, and me have to be Walter Boyd roommate, you know, because them used to say me are the only one could have talked to him. You know. And Walter Boyd would always tell me, say, you know, be, at you are my baller, you know, be, at you, when me a grew up, you, me watch, you know, be. That's what you, yeah. Walter
So you were
Boyd.
like an elder statesman in the
Yeah,
camp.
because Walter Boyd always tell me, say, when me a play a Manning Cup, and me I am general, and me him watch. So him always I say, be only that because you you know be. You alone can talk to me. So a lot of times, sometimes when them things say Walter Boyd act up, Horace Reed would always come and say, Butler, you have to go room with Walter Boyd. Because you alone.
All right.
Yeah.
But how was the treatment of the player? Because, I mean, we don't want to transition here yet because we need to get back to the story. But since that you brought it up, I mean, because a lot of people will say a lot has not changed in terms of how the administration has dealt with the whole management of the team from back then to now, right? It's just
you bring it up, you know.
because it's just that the players then were not as vocal as the players now.
No.
All right,
I'm glad you bring this up, you know.
All right,
I'm glad you bring this up, you know, because I'm going to say some things and some people are going to vex, you know, but I don't really care.
No,
you know.
man, go ahead, man. This is the
because
platform for City.
Yeah, man. Right now, you know, we're going back to GFF and the administration. Yeah, and the administration this, the administration that. So I'm not relieving GFF from their responsibility, you know. Don't get me wrong, you know. But it's about time we, the players, take responsibility for the nonsense that GFF are doing. You understand? Because right now, we qualified for World Cup and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. When we qualified for World Cup, we, the players, were the gem of the country, the gem of the diaspora. But the leaders, the Warren Barrett and Peter Cargill, did nothing. They are the ones that make Jamaica football that it is today because they subscribe to everything that the GFF was doing, and that's why they are doing the same thing today. If we had players were responsible enough to step up and change things from 98, the football wouldn't have been what it is today. You understand?
But what about the players who would say that, but you and Paul Young, I mean, had your degrees.
Yeah, good. Wait.
Yeah.
All right, lovely. Me and Paul Young, when we step up and we try to talk, they had this thing that, oh, university students, oh, them going like them smarter than everybody else, because them go university. But all we were trying to do is to help the football and help the younger players. But you had players who were leaders in that team, they only were thinking about self. Because when myself and Paul Young stood up and talked, to this day we weren't called back to the national team, and it wasn't because of football, because they feel like we challenged them.
So what did you challenge him? What happened?
No, we didn't really challenge them. What Paul Young kind of touched a bit on the story where Rene Simoes came and said he's going to win World Cup. And me I look upon him like, this man a real man. At the time, it was only Uruguay, Brazil, Germany, and Italy, and them win World Cup. England, France never even win World Cup yet. And you have Alan and some team will spend mega millions of dollars we can't really win World Cup. We are thinking, we had a dream. Let's wake up and enjoy the dream. This man I tell we say I'm going to win World Cup. So as much as Simoes did for the country, Simoes turned back and mess up all the good things that he did. Because, all right, we bring in some Englishman. Forget me and Paul Young. Them get rid of you. It's okay. Them bring in some Englishman who didn't like how we put families and career and all to qualify for World Cup. They didn't make any sacrifice.
Oh, but those are the players that they join at the camp at the World Cup itself.
At the World Cup level.
Yeah.
We had some players who never even bust a sweat or never even track a man, but yet them go a World Cup.
Yeah.
You understand? And we had a lot of young players. Like I said, forget me and Paul Young. You have the Winston Griffiths, the Steve Green, the God Peterkin, the Chinsu, the Pele Wilson. Better we'd carry them youth there and export some more footballer so our country can have more professionals playing. But we give some man some opportunity who didn't sacrifice nothing, brother. So see what it's faltered right there.
So let me see, because what I'm understanding is that we weren't going to win the World Cup.
No.
So bring some young youth
Yeah, man,
to the World
showcase
Cup.
some baller.
Yeah,
Showcase so we
bring some
can
young youth to the
export
World
some
Cup.
more baller.
Yeah. So we can
When a
export.
lot of us didn't go to World Cup, you know, it changes people life forever, you know. It disrupt people life, you know. It affected people life to this day, you know, for not going to that World Cup, you know.
Yeah, because if you gave up a contract to play for the team and they didn't go to the World Cup, how do you get back a contract now to play?
Exactly. That's but like I said, eliminate me. What about a lot of those young players who faltered along the way? Can you imagine if we had a Chinsu, Pele Wilson, Steve Green, Peter King, a lot of these younger players who had World Cup to their name where we could have marketed them? They could have been good for a 2002 World Cup qualifier, brother.
Yeah. That
You
is
understand?
true.
But
Yeah.
we are leaders on that team. When me and Paul Young got dropped from the team, nobody stood up for us. Nobody got there and said to them, say, yo, what wanna do? Them money are the brainchild, them money are there from day one. And I look out and I fight. You know what Bibi said to me? Me that tell Bibi say me I come on this. And Bibi said to me, say, Butler, my problem was I was young. I didn't even understand where he do. And when him go a Bolton, him understand where me that come from. But we were the ones who were fighting for the younger players and fight for Jamaica football. Warren Barrett, who is a captain, him subscribed to everything that GFF was doing. That's why we are where we are today. When we qualified for the World Cup and PG came and said,
but they will say that, but you qualify and you get a lot of money. You know, the GFF
get
gave
which
you a lot
money?
of money.
We forget more. That's what I'm going to tell you now. When PG came and he gave us some land, yeah, I pulled Rene Simoes aside and I said to Rene, okay, good. Now that you guys are giving the players land, why not give every player a car? We need vehicle. And him say, okay, give me, I'll let you know, I'll come back to you. When Rene come back to me, Rene say, oh, Butler, all these players now are buying cars. They don't need any more cars. But me I say, but Rene, when Germany qualify, man about 3-4 car in a garage already, but them a give every German a Mercedes. Them a give every man a England a Audi. Them a give every man a Cameroon a this. Why? Because them no want we if you have nothing. So what? You don't think Donald Stewart could have 2 cars, Dean Swell have 2 cars? Because them no one we have nothing. But if the leaders who were leading that unit stand up and talk some things, the football wouldn't be here today. And that's what me and Paul Young tried to do. You understand? Okay. When me and Paul Young try to do it, them laugh.
Yeah. So a lot of the money didn't filter down to the players.
No, then come home, Mannings man. I came home to my house and my son was on the TV playing something with his friend and him there and go, daddy, yes, daddy, go. Me I say, what you do? He must say, daddy, you don't know that you're in the game. So me I say, when I say, daddy, Jamaica in the game, see there, you did it. So we even in this Nintendo thing, FIFA 98 and all that, we the players don't know nothing about all of this. All of them thing they got. Where all of those rights go, but every other player from every other country get rights from that except we.
Oh, so the players never really get because
I ask anybody if them get anything from that FIFA 98 Nintendo.
What about the land? Oh, they got the land though. The players got land.
Yeah, man, the land thing, yeah.
Okay, but you talk about FIFA 98.
Yeah, the game.
Yeah.
Or image rights were on there. Or image rights were there.
So you guys don't get money for the image right for that?
That me I try to tell you, man, because them no want an educated college student in the thing. You understand? But our leaders, like I say, them put up and uphold with what the GFF was doing. That's why the GFF could always conquer the players. If 98, if everybody had stand back and said, guys, listen, we are going to stick them up and say, this is how we want to change some things. Even the security guard up at GFF has to be a pass player. The man who drive the bus have to be a pass player. We need to bring some pass players into the system. The man who wash the clothes, he need to be a pass player. A man can in the still earn as a former national team player. But the play, me all go up at GFF and the security guard don't even know who he is. The woman at the front desk don't even know who he is. We could have step in and implement that. Jamaica is one of the only federation that doesn't have past players who are running and involved in the federation. We, the 98th unit, could have changed all of that. But our leaders follow Captain Burrell them and rare. And see that Captain Burrell them take advantage of the whole away and the whole system. And that's why today we still fight with the GFF. So
you know what is shocking?
as much as I decide, huh?
I am still shocked, that you guys are on FIFA 1998 and they don't earn anything for image rights.
That's exactly what I'm saying to you.
Whoa.
We don't earn anything for image rights and all that because all that money, I don't know where that money went to. You understand?
Whoa.
But like I said, I will say it again, the leaders of that 98 team is the cause of what's going on in football today. Because we could have if the 98 man them would stick up and say, yo, we not this, we not V, we not VAR, we not do nothing, this is what we want. Where them I go tell Uno as fans say? Where them I go tell Uno say? Say we are misbehave and we don't want to play and we don't want this and we don't want that. We don't forgive what we want, man. And we just qualify for World Cup. But we just sit down and take everything with them give it. And that's why today we have so many guys who went to the World Cup. Where are they now? What are they doing? What they have?
I see Rob Smith saying the core, as you guys call them, was boycotting to change all this, but Austria changed things.
Who?
Austria changed things. They went to Austria, I think, for a game. And
but me I talk before all of that, man.
Okay.
Me I talk when we had that meeting and Simoris tell we say him go find the best players to win World Cup. Because me even said to him in the meeting, what if we in this room decide to go to the World Cup? And you know the man said to me, Uno can go on. I won't come with Uno. And me I said, then you can't stay then, we will go. And not one player defended me. Not one. Not one player defend us. And that's why even now when they say, oh, man, we go World Cup or drive taxi and them thing there. Our fault. Our fault that.
So you blame the players.
They no more sweet. They no we.
If the players had stood up, if everybody stood up at that time, players would have been in a better. Because here's why I'm saying that. Because I am here advocating that the 1998 team and our past players need to be honored, recognized, and respected. And it seems like we don't like there's a portion or people in places in our country seem to not recognize the significance of qualifying and the sacrifices that have been made. And it's not to give people money, but just to no formal recognition.
But you're right. Yeah, but check that. Yeah, we qualify for the World Cup. Yeah, and not one day on the same day and after 10 years. We have not even played a 10-year game, man.
A friendly, that's what I'm saying.
We have not even played a game where the players that from the 98th campaign walk in the stadium and wave to the crowd, man. Because some youth only know our name. They don't know what we look like, man.
But I suggested that for the match on the 16th, because the 16th now is 23 years. We're playing a World Cup qualifier against...
Management.
Yeah.
Why you have to suggest that? Where the people them have to suggest that there? You understand where I'm coming from?
Yeah.
Yeah, the people them were in it, but if we had former players in the GFF from them time there, a man would have known what need to be done for footballers. We have some guy where I go on tour right now as team manager with the national team. He never kick a thermal box yet. So how you gonna tell a young youth what is expected on a tour? What him should do on a tour? How him carry himself on a tour? Which you have never been on a tour as a footballer. Check Germany, a beer off on them man and campus them in Mexico. And them a do them thing. But in a Jamaica, we have some guy. We have some guy who never gone on a tour, never even go send kids yet and go play a match. Oh, you got to go lead a tour, brother. Come on, man. And we have too many past players from that time till now who are involved in football. Yeah. Tolo can tell you, the little time me and Bibi did the under 20, we were the ones who brought in people like Tolo and Badders and Tigat and Marky Morrison. And the man them say all these time nobody have never bring them around a national team. And within that time, and me and Bibi go get our own sponsorship. The GFF did nothing.
So why did you leave the under 20 program though? Because you and Bibi were running the under 20 program. I mean,
yeah, because we had to look with one sponsor and everybody will go talk to them, say them no have nothing to do with GFF. We get little money from NCB and the man say, yo, the only reason me I talk to you because your name Gardner and Butler. If a GFF come, would have shut my door.
So somebody Claudia is asking if Tapper's like reach out to people because well, has Tapper reached out to you or to even help with this campaign or to seek advice, or do you call him and give him advice based on what you see? Because you work with Chelsea, so you are you're highly qualified and not even in the national program at no level or stage. And you are not the only one. And I'm thinking, like, is it that the past players don't want to?
I don't know what's with Tapper, but Tapper don't reach out to us. Reach out to him and he don't reach out to us. So I think he trust and believe in what he's doing. So he's doing his thing,
But tell us about your time, because you have worked with Chelsea, you're dealing with academy stuff. No,
yeah.
Because I want to know with a person with what is your coaching acumens and places you have involved, who you have worked with and stuff. Because people don't know that your coach at present play at Chelsea now that plays in the Premier League. But go ahead and share some of that.
Yeah, man. I coached in Norway for 3 years, and then I went to Chelsea Academy. So I had that group of boys with Mason Mount, even Reece James and Tommy Abraham and a lot of those young boys. All of those boys were developed by me when I was in Chelsea. So I spent some time because the Chelsea technical director, Michael Emenalo, was a former teammate and roommate of mine when I played. So we still remain close, So he's the one that brought me into the Chelsea Academy setup. And so that's where I kind of learned a lot of stuff being in the Chelsea Academy and coaching those boys. Okay. From my 16 when I say him I got turned out.
So with that kind of, I know you're in the academy system over there now, but why aren't you involved, like I said, that, in developing football in Jamaica?
Like again,
hold on, Mr. Butler. No, I just see Ishmael King post that there are only 48 likes. We have to go stop the video right now. Come on, people, hit the like button.
Yeah, man, like and share.
Yeah, like and share. You can't be hearing these shows.
Like and share.
And not hit the like button, people. Come on, we have to do better, man.
You have to do better with the likes, man. Yeah. Do it for the likes,
Yeah. Well, come on, what is happening now? Talk to me about, the role you believe you can play in Jamaica's football, because you're, like I said, you lead an academy in the States. You're still developing footballers. You have your coaching qualification. You can tell us what that is like.
Yeah, I have a UEFA B coaching license. Almost 10 years now I have my UEFA license. I was supposed to do my UEFA A, but with the COVID and stuff and the travel restriction, it kind of changed up things. So
have you ever applied for a coaching job with the Jamaica Football Federation at any point? I don't know if there's an application process or reached out to.
No, I haven't. You see, with the history that some of us have with the GFF, certain people they're not gonna involve because we will show them up and we're not gonna take certain things. So okay. Certain people with the history that we have in GFF, we sometimes we be the last ones for them to calm down. Yeah, because they know that we don't stand for certain things, especially because we are exposed to certain things. We're not gonna to put up with certain things. So them rather keep us far from the program. But whatever, like even being in the States, I've seen where a few years ago they were doing some scouting with American born Jamaican players, all these things. And we're here, and a lot of past players are living here who are involved in football, and a lot of Jamaicans are involved in football. And they don't involve us in nothing. They don't involve us in nothing. It's sad, we're ready to do whatever for our country, but them have them agenda,
Yeah.
We just only wish them the best,
Yeah. Somebody's asking if you have any links to Louis Baker.
Yeah.
At Chelsea, he's asking if you have any links to Louis Baker. I think he's trying to see if we can invite him to come and represent Jamaica. I think that is what he wants to find out.
Yeah, man. Funny, a lot of these younger kids in Jamaica, in Chelsea, are Jamaican background, A lot of them are Jamaican background.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's where I agree with part of the statement. The past players can form a past players association and challenge the GFF. And it may not be to lead the federation, but couldn't it be a case where past players like you, because we have past players that are lawyers, coaches, businessmen, teachers in all sector of society, and come together and put together something for the development of football, just global in Jamaica. Because again, you're saying that maybe we can't leave it in the hand of the GFF, we can leave it in the hand of the present administrator. Maybe as past players, there needs to be, because collectively there are such great minds amongst you guys that you could probably put something together and call it reconstructing football in Jamaica, to look at manuals and means and methods, because something has to change. So I want to ask you, what has changed since 1998?
Nothing. One word, nothing has changed. Nothing. Because there's no way we can qualify for a World Cup with so much income coming in, and we still don't even have a proper training facility, a proper field, several fields. I'm technical director for a small youth club, and we have 3 full-size fields plus another 5 small-side fields. And
so in all you have 9 fields.
9 fields. And it's a little ordinary club, you understand? And our federation, we don't even have 1 proper field, when we had millions that came in from that 98 campaign. Like I say, we the players have to take some of that responsibility, because we didn't step up to the plate and didn't try to implement anything and stop the GFF within their tracks. The man at the helm, rest in peace, he's not here anymore, but he could have done a lot more. But we could have been the drive to push him to make changes. But like I say, myself, Paul Young, and the Dean Sewell, they laugh at us, And today, I spoke to a lot of them and they regret. They tell me they're sorry they didn't go with what we were saying.
Yeah, somebody suggesting that maybe you guys need to start some academies in Jamaica. Probably call it the Butler Academy. Although we have a Butler.
We don't have a Butler doing already, man. The great Butler, man.
But what is your thoughts on the state of the present Reggae Boys team and the prospects of them qualifying for the World Cup, and how are we going to fix things? Because we can't be in this position again come 2026.
Yeah, we want them to qualify. I'm rooting for them to qualify, I'm rooting for them to qualify. I don't know what kind of plans the coaches have. I'm not there, so I can't elaborate much on that. Only thing I would like to see, we cannot call a 26-man squad and we don't even have 6 to 8 local base players within the team. Because if we don't have 6 to 8 local base players in a 28, 26-man squad, how are we going to export players? What are the incentives of a player playing in Jamaica to focus on football for a way out for himself and his family? if you're
When
not
you say
getting
local base, you mean those who are playing in the
the
local
ones who are
leagues?
playing in the local league. You know, if we call a national team
Mhm.
every time and we call 26, 28 players into camp and we don't have one local player, what kind of sense it is for the local base players?
Because what happened though, what about the person who say to you that, well, when a local player is good, how the market is now, they move to USL, MLS, or they gone into Europe. So you look at like a Damian Lowe in Egypt, a Kahim Paris, you have Shabar Nicholson. These are all players who, once
Yeah,
they're up at the level, they
yeah,
are gone.
yeah.
So
That's how it should work.
the quality that is left here is not the top quality,
Yeah,
because
but
as
yeah,
soon as they get to that stage, they're gone.
yeah, but listen, but that's why we filter them in and out. So if we call a squad of 26 and we have 8 local boys in it, and 6 of these local boys go out, we replace them with 6 more. So now we have 6 players who came through the root of our culture is in the professional system. So when they're coming right back in, they understand the culture of our football. You
Okay.
understand what I'm saying? So we then
Because what some people argue, is that players need to be in the squad based on merit. If they are
yeah,
not good
but
enough, then
no, I agree. I
okay,
agree
okay,
that
okay.
players need to be on merit. But how do we motivate our local players? What are their motivation if I'm the leading goal scorer in our Jamaican Premier League and I can't get called to my national team? What's my next motivation in football? You understand? How do we now export players? Because we have some man where we are sent out and now we know say yo, Shamar Nicholson and Lawrence them and Blake them who grew up in a Jamaica, them man they are play professionally over there. So we have 6 man who over there play professional who came through the system that we can always call back. So now we export another 6 and we export another 6. Now we have 36, 46, 56 professionals come from outside of Jamaica, so we have a whole heap to choose from.
Okay. Okay.
You
All right.
understand?
So
There's no
yeah.
way we cannot call a team like Monteso said. We have to have a base of a team. So if we have 8 man out of 28 man squad from local man, we
Yeah.
can just add some man to them and go play some friendly against Barbados and St. Kitts and Antigua, and we have some local man we are play and we are expose them because at the end of the day we still have to export players.
Yeah. So
So
what
if
you're
we're not,
basically saying is that, like, in your time, Rene Simo is at a senior team locally and under 23 preparing. So what we should
yeah,
do is have that core player that we're working with.
yeah,
That when
man.
you come to a World Cup qualifying campaign, you can probably find a couple out of it to merge with
Yeah,
your overseas
that not
professional.
necessarily means say the local man them a go play, you know.
Okay,
Yeah, but we
yeah.
are giving them a chance. We are giving them a chance. We are giving them a shot at something, as opposed to just totally omitting them.
Okay, that's what I mean.
You
Okay, so is
understand
that
what I mean?
yeah? Because at the end of the day, if when that local player comes into the squad, so let's look at like the man who playing at, say, let's use Harborview.
Yeah,
If the choice is between Akwasa Chang at Harborview, which is I think is a very good young player, but we also have a young player in Kahim Paris, who's just
yeah.
the same
Apart,
age, right?
apart.
So we're going to choose a Paris. That don't mean we're ignoring Akwasa Chang.
Exactly. That
Okay.
is my point. We not say we are ignore them because Paris in the system and him expose a little bit more. But we have to have a platform for the next youth there. Because then when them youth then get a pick and them now get a look in and you see him on the corner drink Hennessy and a button spliff and you say, yo, them youth are not take ball serious and them this and that. But there's no avenue for them, man. We have to create
Yeah.
avenue for them.
But part of the problem too is that some of the things is that the youths are, many people are saying that, like, when I listen to you guys, when I listen to what you accomplish in your career, I listen to Deansville, Paul Young, I listen to Hector Wright, I listen to Paul Teagat Davis. The things that you were doing, the local footballers not doing that now.
They're not our fault again, man.
They're not doing that. So they can't get, because when I hear the stories like you playing in France as a 19-year-old and Teagat playing in Israel, Hector Wright playing in Finland, like, you guys were in national team and playing. The players are not doing that now. So what are we going to do?
But that's exactly what I'm saying, man. Our fault. Did we implement anything for these players?
That's what I think
Hold
we
on
need to
there,
do.
man.
No, yeah, man.
You know what? Me get a call and this go low. Hold on.
Okay, what you can do, you can just you can exit and no, you're mute. You can exit and come back on.
You hear me now? No, man. Okay, on top.
Yeah, man.
I hear you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. I'm hearing you. You're hearing us? We're hearing
Yeah,
you
man.
now. Okay, right.
So what me I say, back to what I said earlier, it's our fault because we never do nothing for these players.
For these future players, yeah.
Yeah. We never do nothing for them. We go back to what I say. If we had laid a foundation for these youths,
yeah,
we never lay no foundation for them. Because we don't only look out for ourselves.
Yeah. Because I think every time this conversation comes up, I know one of the big things that has been said is that the past players have a problem with English-born players.
That's not true.
Okay, because it's
so
always comes
no.
up.
So I say no. My son never born in Jamaica.
But that's what I keep telling the people, that it will be crazy for you.
My son not forget a chance.
That's what I keep saying to people. It will be crazy for you guys to think that way, because most of you, including Bibi, kids, a lot of you guys, your kids are born outside of Jamaica.
Yeah. No, man, we need the best players and we want to pick the best players.
Yeah.
We want to pick the best players to ensure that we qualify. And if you're a Jamaican by some form, any which way, I think if you're good enough, you should play. But I don't think we should find ordinary players who are good as our local base players and omit the local base players.
Yeah.
So because we still have to give these local players an avenue that they can go out and do something for themselves or their family in the sport.
Yeah, I think I heard you and Dean Sewell and Paul Young say this, that if the player from overseas is at the same level as the one that is locally, they are going to choose the one that is local.
Yeah, because we can't remember, you know, if a man come from QPR and him is as good as you to play for Arnett, the man with their QPR, him have a job, you know. They could create a job for the youth from Arnett, no man. Because them just as good. Them, nobody know better than them on the same level. Sometimes you might need the man from QPR because in certain games, he might have a bit more experience. But we could pick and choose at some point when we make certain decisions in regards to players. You know?
Yeah, and and then you have a next set of Jamaican who are in the United States who never get a look in. There are many I know players who are in Jamaicans who are in the US college system. I mean, some of them are past players, kids, doing well. Have names and they don't get a look in. There's a guy called Joe Desert, for example, that's over there in the States. Joe, you know him.
Yeah, man, I know.
Never get a call for any Jamaican thing, really.
Yeah, but sometimes I have to wonder how we pick our national team. You know? Sometimes when you look at some of the names and the players who get called into the national team, you have to wonder how them man they get picked. So it's crazy in terms of that, you know.
But I think we need players like past players like you and the Paula, the Dean Sewell to find a way of being in the system to kind of make the system work better.
Yeah, man, that's the only way it can change. We have to get past players, people who play the game, you know, and educate themselves within the sport. We have to get some of these people involved. And that's one of the big problems in Jamaica, where we don't have past players within the system. And like I said, that is where the 98 group again went wrong. We could have changed all that, where we had a lot of past players. We had a lot of past players who we could have helped out, like I said, for drive the bus, or be the security guard, or be the gate man at JFF, and them have jobs, and them will know football and love football and understand football.
Yeah.
So we have to find ways. You know, everywhere else you go, you have past players around the federation except for Jamaica. And we have,
All right,
like you say, we have a lot of educated past players who are lawyers, doctors, Indians, all sort of things.
Yeah.
And
All right, so people, I'm going
we
to
don't.
take some of the comments from the persons, and so you can respond. You can respond to some of them. I'll read them out. This one is asking if you watch the recently concluded Jamaica Premier League. If you watch any of the games, I suspect is kind of what is your take on it? That is a JPL season that was completed recently. If you saw any of the games, and what are your takes?
No, I didn't see any other games. In the past, sometimes I will get to watch a few games on the TV, but this short season I didn't get to see any other games.
Okay. Somebody's asking you why the Barcelona jersey, if you're a Messi fan or you're a real Barcelona fan. So you need to remind them from when you've been
like I
following
say,
Barcelona.
I'm a Barca fan from 1982 when Diego Maradona. I read the Jamaica newspaper and read about Barcelona and Maradona going to Barcelona. From 82 became a Barca fan. From 82 I became an Arsenal fan. Charlie Nicholas gets signed to
There you
Arsenal
go.
and
I
sold
know.
on the
I
books.
know. When I heard the wisdom from you, I suppose that I just figured that you must support Arsenal. I'm telling you.
Yeah, man. So yeah.
Yeah. So if you were, if an opportunity arose for you to be involved in the national football, at what level would you want to be involved?
Honestly, for me, the 16, 17, that is the critical age for our football in terms of going into international football. That's very critical. That age where we have to teach them the game. The 16, 17-year-old boys, even from 15 to 17. That would be a nice age to be a part of Jamaica football. So when we move them up to the under 20 and the senior team, they're already polished and they understand the game within the game. The how, the when, the where, the why. These things have to be taught to those kids. Because a lot of times, like when the players go to the next level, you can see that they don't really understand the game. We have quality athletes. Remember, when we go to school, we have to run, leave a madman and thief all man go and climb tree and run, leave all dog and everything. So we have athletes,
Yeah.
But we have to teach the younger ones football. Manning Cup is a great thing, but Manning Cup is also a problem to our Jamaican football because it's only based on result and not development. Everybody in a schoolboy, we have things to win the title, but when you really see a youth play, you realize, say, wait, but the youth, him can't really play. I remember, in the 90s, no lie, 2000, you had a youth player that every day and me a year same for them on the senior national team and schoolboy. And when me see the player with my raw eye, I say, no, sir. Oh, this a man, them say for them on the senior national team, a schoolboy. No, man. Someone not ready for football. Because like me I tell me, they are Norway, man.
Yeah.
And a African kid came from Benin, for a trial. And I stop at the hotel as a black youth and say, I check him and see where man. And I check him and I say, how is everything? And him say, everything good. So I say, how is the food? And the answer where him give me, man, the rarest question me ever asked in a football. The youth said to me, I didn't come here for food. Why you ask me about food? I came here for football. My village is depending on me. So when the man tell me that, my mind flick back to Jamaica. And I said, then a youth will play a Manning Cup. How am I going to beat him out for a shirt? It will never happen, man. It will never happen, man. So we have to think more development in Jamaica.
In Jamaica. So you think the schoolboy football need to be restructured or?
No, it's a good thing, It's a good thing, don't get me wrong, because it's an excitement and it gives some sense of school pride and all that. But nothing about it is geared to development. Everything is about winning a game in the middle of the week or on the weekend. So a lot of the kids, they play, but at the end of the day, they cannot play because they weren't taught the game with the games within the game. They don't talk. They weren't taught about time and space, first touch, body positioning, nothing like that. We just play and a man, a 14-year-old man get caught up against an 18-year-old. The 18-year-old run past him and score a hat-trick, and we say, yeah, JC win 3-0. But you don't realize that man they are 18 and
Yeah.
you understand? So a lot of things have to change. We have to find ways where we develop footballers.
Yeah. That is where now this person Claudia again is insisting that people like you need to start an academy on Bibi and Paul and Dean Sewell need to start an academy by
But
Constant
like
Spring.
I said, Craig Butler no,
No, we don't
man,
need
the
one.
original Craig.
We need several. Craig Butler alone can't do it, and he will tell you that. He will tell you that we need many of these academies to take some of these players out of the high school system from 15 or 13 and teach them the game in a more comprehensive sense. Because if you follow the comments, and people, I'm coming to as many of them as possible now, it says, what do we need to change to start producing more top-class football talent, players that can thrive in the top 4 leagues, which is the same thing that we're discussing. So what do we need to do?
Yeah, man, coaching education, coaching education is a big problem in Jamaica. Because a lot of coaches need to educate themselves and go out there and learn football. Me give a joke, man. When I go to Chelsea and me I go get my first training session, man give me the curriculum and he must say just read page 3, 5, and 11. But you go there, so you can't read the whole book. I say all right, and he must say all right. Remember, tomorrow morning you coach 3 teams. So me I say, but another under 16 me I do. I man tell me say 3 teams. So brother, I must say just remember you're coaching 3 teams tomorrow. So me say explain. Man say all right. You see tomorrow, the 16-year-olds, you're gonna have a 16-year-old out there who has the body of an 18-year-old. You'll have a 16-year-old who have the body of a 16-year-old, and you'll have a 16-year-old who have the body of a 14-year-old. So all 3 of them developments are different. So we have to make sure that at times you might have to stagger the training to the body type of the individual. You understand how complex it can be.
Yeah.
So if coaches in Jamaica don't even understand that, when I develop the youth, them me just mention, in a Manning Cup, a youth, him a 14-year-old I play for Denham Town, and a youth him a 18 I play for JC, and this 14-year-old I play left back, and the 18-year-old I play upon the right side, and every time him run past the little youth, him score the goal, and we have to say, and that man they a big baller, you know, see my mash up the youth. Yeah, he's 14, man. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a very, and that is, like I said, that is a very, very important point. And if we're not getting those things right, then how you gonna have a training session and be developing, like I say, a 15-year-old and an 18-year-old using the same plan?
Everybody plan have to be different. So in terms of coaching development, and
education,
understanding periodizations and all these things will make a difference.
Yeah, I think the highest level, the coaches in Jamaica is what they call CONCACAF B license. That is not even UEFA. So we have very few coaches at the high with what you call the highest level, like UEFA qualification, at least in Jamaica. I know Ricardo Fuller and Ricardo Gardner and some of you guys who have been overseas, they have those higher licenses. But in terms of local football, we don't have a lot of persons with what you say. And I'm not saying that they can't coach, but they don't have the qualification up at that high level to deal with. Yeah,
man, but because at the next level it gets a bit complex, like when I did my UEFA, if they ask you to do a session to coach the strikers and you don't involve your goalkeeper, you fail. Because if you coach your strikers, and you say, okay, we let's say we say one play long, one play short, and the long one make a diagonal run. Okay, when the one who make the diagonal run, what the outside man do? What the next midfielder do? What the centre back do? What the goalkeeper, can you come up 5 yards off your line in the event that we lose it and they play in B? You have to coach everybody. In Jamaica, if coaches don't even understand this, and some people, I wonder, the man there, him not connected, him unaware, so the ball, because it's not coach. You see a man stand up like him and wait for a number 2 bus. You understand? Because he's unaware. He's not coached to know that you have to stay connected even if the ball is played into the corner flag.
Yeah.
So coaching education will play a big part because, you know, individual talent and great athletes, you know, remember, you know, we are grow up, you know, and a man I say, last man wrong, so is a rare man and them thing there. Every man, come last, you know. Every man can run fast and every man can jump and skip and up. And if you go back to the Javi and the Iniesta and all of these players, you know, when them take off them shirt, them no rock stone like some youth of Jamaica, man. Them no have them kind of physique there. So the only difference, the only thing where we know we need to do is to teach them football.
Yeah. And then this person is asking, are you willing to help with the scouting of senior team players if asked by the JFF or the coach? I think this person is trying to get you to do some scouting at Chelsea.
The key word in that statement, you know, is if I'm being asked, you know, but I'm not being asked. I'm willing and ready to do anything for my country. So
all right.
If we've been asked, we'll step up to the plate and do what we have.
And someone else is asking if you can come and do some coaching courses for coaches to develop the football in our country.
Yeah, man, we'll be more than happy to do that. You know, the only problem with that, you know, you have some coaches in Jamaica, everybody think they know everything.
They know it already.
Yeah, man, nobody is open, you know. Nobody is open to no idea. So nobody know how to feel. Say, when we look that way and talk that kind of way, nobody not really think, say, the man they will talk like we and look like we supposed to teach.
Yeah. And I think Alfredo Montesa said the same thing. He said that, listen, because I was suggesting to him to send players over there, like to develop and he was saying send coaches. Send the coaches so that the coaches can come back and pass on.
Man, and develop the players.
Knowledge. Yeah.
I agree with him. You know, coaching education is the key. You know? Individuals, we have that in abundance. We have players. You know, when I cut you, you know, I didn't tell you that I went to Crystal. I didn't tell you that I went to Crystal Palace. So I even played one game for Crystal Palace in 1980.
All right, hold on. So, keep that point, Crystal Palace, man. Keep that point, because this is good. Listen now. So people, I want you to tell me if you do that, if you're in Jamaica right now, you need $500 Digicel or you need $500 Lime credit right now. All you have to answer is this. All right, how many goals or that is going to be too hard? Mr. Butler, they think they would know how many goals you score for Jamaica?
Them can Google, man. Them can Google that.
All right, so tell me how many goals he scored in the... No. Easier question. What is the first team he played against in the Europa League? All right, if you can answer that question and you are in Jamaica, you will get $500 credit to your phone. All right. Go ahead. You were talking about Crystal Palace.
Yeah. May I say, I'd gone to Crystal Palace, you know. And I don't know if you know Chris Coleman played for Crystal Palace.
Yeah, Chris Coleman,
Wales. When me see Coleman come out, me think a goalkeeper, you know. Do you him juggle the ball and kick the ball? I think say I'm a goalkeeper, you know. And when we start playing thing, I see him go right back and all. I say, wait, I think that man is a goalkeeper. So you understand me? I say, we're in Jamaica, we have better players. Him ordinary. Him can't even walk good in a straight line, but he had a career in football. So in Jamaica, we have talent. We just need to teach them the game.
Yeah. We need to teach them the game. That is true. We have the talent, but to teach them the game. Yeah. And like I said, I think, and this is the next coach here, he's saying that coaching education in Jamaica are for some people and their friends, meaning that it's not everybody. At the end of the day, I know that they had a seminar, a coaching course that was just completed. A Trinidadian came in and did it over the last weekend. But only, I think it's only 8 persons. I don't even know that everybody knew, which is part of the problem some people have. Some people who want to learn the game don't believe like when the courses are available, they are being introduced to it.
Yeah, we have to find ways where we can open it up to more, you know, to the masses. If more people are educated, then we can create more players and better players, and then we can have a better structure. we can have better youth teams and senior national teams.
Yeah, the people are really pushing for you to really do something, you know. Even you see, they're willing to all contribute money, but there has to be some sort of camp, some sort of thing where past player. I can imagine like Ricardo Fuller doing his coaching badges. How can he be integrated in a system, even if he's working? You have players, other players like the Joby McAnuff. You see Wes Morgan. You understand me? You have Dean, you have Paul Hall, and I mean Paul Young, right? You have Ricardo Gardner, who was out here coaching. You have Shavar. I mean, there are so many. You have Tyrone Marshall.
Andy Williams.
Andy Williams. You have all of these guys who are out there doing stuff in other places, but the knowledge that they have is not necessarily benefiting Jamaican footballers.
We're not in a position. We're not in a position to give back because the GFF they're not looking to let us in so that we can. Because I'm sure that every name that you call will be more than happy to be a part of the setup and give back. But GFF, they don't create an avenue for that, and that's why I'm gonna go back again and say, management, the fault of all that comes back from that 98 group. Because if we had stepped up and we had set it up the way we want it and implement it that way, we would have players. We could have an under 12 right now, and one of us could be coaching, and we filtering players as they go and do the elimination process. And have players from that time till now filtering. So we would have enough players. We would have probably exported so many players, and we have so many players to choose from who came through our system, our culture of football. You know, Cousin Craig talk about Jamaica not having a football culture. We don't have a way or an approach of how we play. We could have created that from that 98 group if we had stepped up to the plate, and we have players coming through that system till now.
All right. Tell me if this answer is right. Killer Greens said that the first team he played against in the Europa League was Zenit.
Yeah, win. Give him 1,000, man. Give him 1,000.
Well, we only have 500 credit. So here's a Killer Greens. You just text that number and said, I am the winner. Right? And you type in the name and then the credit will be sent to you. All right. So there you go. But let me ask you, you said something earlier on that I want to ask you about, because you said that Rene Simoes came in and he added an identity to the talent that was already here. Can you tell me, like, when you look at our present team, what is the identity of the team? I mean, as a coach who watches a team and you have seen the World Cup qualifying campaign, you watch the Gold Cup. I know you probably went to games. What is the identity of the team?
Honestly, I don't see the identity. You know, I don't see we have any identity of how we play. You know, but like I say, I'm not there, so I don't know the information the coach gives the players of how he wants them to play. So I haven't really seen any kind of structure as to how we play as a team. I think as a team, we don't do well possessing the ball. I think even in the Gold Cup, if we add up everybody possession, I think we probably have the worst in percentage in terms of possession.
All right. I see I have a call. Coming in. So let me see.
Yeah, man, take it.
Hello? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Man, good afternoon. Ask me about if the English player them did get any land.
Oh, he's asking if the English players got any land when the lands were being given away. The English
I know that Fitzroy and them, the players who were with us when we qualify, they had gotten land. I don't know what them do with it.
He said Fitzroy, Simpson, Dean Burton, and Paul all got land. He don't know what they did with it.
Oh, okay. So Robbie Earl Sinclair and next guy never get none.
No, he doesn't know that.
Afterwards.
They came afterwards. I think it was those who qualified got the land.
Okay. And those who qualify, so true. Oh, Robbie Earl, long before I World Cup, he never played no game.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Yeah, man. All right. Blessing.
Yeah, man. Respect.
All right. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Make we touch back on a little bit of the World Cup situation. So we had like like the Marcus Gale, the Darrell Powell, the Frank Sinclair, and the Robbie Earl. You know, I think I'm not sure.
Hold on a sec. Because Roadball TV, you are the same person on as because you're saying that you are the winner. That you are the winner, but it was a Killer Greens. Killer Greens. You need to text me immediately, or I'm going to give the price to somebody else and tell me if you have a Lime or a Flow or a digital phone, so we can send the credit right away. All right. So we're giving you a minute, and if you don't respond in a minute, somebody else going to get the credit. So you need to yeah. So you do that. All right, but go ahead and finish up your story.
Yeah. So may I say, them other man they were we implement into the 98 rule. I doubt them man they ever take a trip from them leave France, you know, and go back to Jamaica.
Oh, I think what his name played back for Jamaica, man.
Oh.
It's Darrell Moore, the midfielder. But I know Robert never played for Jamaica again, and I think Marcus Gale played.
None of them, man. No, man. Marcus Gale. No, man. None of them not play back. I can't recall any one of them playing back.
Yeah?
No, man. But even all Robbie, they're on TV every weekend on NBC Sportsnet with this Premier League. And him never mention same is a Jamaican international. Him there the word Jamaica they have come out time mouth. You never penetrate that.
Yeah.
You watch
man.
the Premier League
Frank
on the
Sinclair,
NBC.
somebody's confirming. Frank Sinclair Powell played back for Jamaica.
I can't recall.
Yeah, man. But those two played. Yeah.
Them probably right, but them not take a trip and come.
But Robbie Earl, I think Robbie Earl was the one that is the one that most people can't accept. You know. Yeah.
Yeah, but Robbie up on TV. My president for my club. You know, a couple years ago when I told him that, you know, Robbie was my teammate. He must say, oh, where do you play with him? I said, Jamaica national team. He said, really? Him a Jamaican? I said, Google. And when him Google, him I say, because Robbie never mentioned Jamaica one day. Jamaica all play World Cup qualifiers and international break. And him never even say, yeah, good luck to Jamaica. Nothing. So them things like that make me all vex. Things like that. Robbie never mentioned Jamaica one day out time out and you know his Premier League thing where him do every Saturday and Sunday morning on the TV. You know, nobody ever know say him used to play for Jamaica. Yeah. But yet we give them the opportunity for go a World Cup and say them go a World Cup.
Yeah. And you know one of the big debates people are having now, but I think you kind of let me just take let me see. I have a next call coming in. Hold on a sec. Yes, Blue Mountain. Good afternoon. Welcome to the show. I am here, man. You have a question for Mr. Butler?
No, yeah, Mr. would touch Mr. Butler. I just want to make something clear. I just want to make something clear first. Sometimes, if we don't know things, we shouldn't say things. Because I've watched an interview with Robbie where he spoke highly about Jamaica and how happy he was representing the country. You understand what I'm saying?
How many times?
Are you hearing me, man?
Yeah, man, I'm listening to you. Go ahead. Yeah, I'm listening.
I've watched that interview, and contrary to what people was talking, all these guys was happy to play for Jamaica, but this guy had a legal issue with their club that prevented them to come before. Because if Marcus Gale, we was thinking that he didn't want to come. But you can go to YouTube and watch the interviews. We shouldn't speak like that unless we're sure.
All right.
I have heard him speak. I did Jamaica, Robbie Earl, and his program. And I know we appreciate playing for Jamaica. So we shouldn't talk like this. You know what?
No, man. Let me talk now.
I was conversation with Mr. Butler before now. I asked Mr. Butler if you remember somebody asked him about Rallington Town in a certain chat group.
About Rallington Town. All right, so you're going to listen because I'm going to let Mr. Butler listen, but I'm going to... Hold on.
No, hold on. I'm not finished yet.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Butler said something earlier. And And this is why I'm not saying like involving certain past players is not necessary for the program, but if you even listen to what Mr. Butler said earlier, some of the past players that are coaches, when you try to even tell them not, they won't listen because they think they know it already. So why would we want to involve some of those persons in the program when everybody have their own way of doing things or their own way of thinking? You understand what I'm saying? Maybe that's
I
why
can say something now.
reach out to them.
Yeah, he's not going to hear, so I want him to finish talking and then I'm
Okay.
going to let you respond. All right?
You understand what I'm saying? I have had this conversation before, and what the past players are saying, I 50% disagree, right? I was speaking to a certain person last night. A person you're trying to get in touch with, right? And he was telling me how he developed his skill and his goal scoring talent. And he was telling me how hard he worked. And he was naming a top player in Jamaica. He said nobody was skilled like that player. But he was the laziest person. Right? Players development can't just believe left to the JFF only. The clubs and the player themselves have to develop that initiative and that drive that they want to be the best player in the world. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
The local players are not at the level right. This is the worst I've ever seen local players. The worst I've ever seen local players. And in 1998, I was around. I was a grown man. Matter of fact, I used to listen to football and radio. I used to listen to football. That time it was Mr. Butler himself, Paul Young, and Paul Teagat Davis was the man in Jamaica team. Paul Young was my favorite striker, right? I remember when Paul Young was the leading goal scorer for Jamaica with 18 goals at the time. You understand what I'm saying? So I'm watching football from a long time. You understand what I'm saying? And it to me, we are on the outside looking and we're saying it should be this way and it should be this way. But when we're in the position, it's just hard, man. It's hard because everybody have their own way of how they think the federation should run things. And I think that's why the federation is not involving them. Because instead of going and seeing what the federation is doing, you're assuming that, it's just a friend them I put forward, are they just doing things this way? You know? And that's why I don't agree with a lot of the past players. So I'm going to sit back and listen to what Mr. Butler have to say.
All right, then, caller. Thanks. Yeah, man. All right, your time now.
Yeah. The caller just said that I said the past players think them know too much. That's not true. I said we talk about coaches in Jamaica, and I said to you, most of the coaches think they know everything. So that's not true. I didn't say the past players know too much. So just to confirm that.
Yeah.
Back into what you say, he has heard Robbie talk highly of Jamaica. You're talking about an isolated incident. You know, I'm saying it needs to be more. You're talking about an isolated interview. You know, if you watch the Timmy Howard or the Alexi Lalas or the Winaldan, whenever US are gonna play, they talk about US. How many games Jamaica have played so thus far throughout the international break? You have never heard Robbie say anything about Jamaica. So if you're talking about an isolated interview, that's one of how many opportunities he has.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying, man?
And there's a very telling. The truth is that, listen, and I think sometimes we move from one extreme to the next extreme in terms of how we discuss things. So the truth is, will he ever say something about Jamaica? Has he ever said something about Jamaica? Obviously, and of course, that is not the issue. That's not the issue. So someone, for example, like let me take this comment, and I think this is how we discuss, because Chris is saying Dean Burton played back, Sinclair played back, Paul Hall played back. But remember, when Mr. Butler was speaking, he was not speaking about Dean Burton. He was not speaking about Paul Hall. He was not speaking about Fitzroy Simpson. He was very clear in talking about the players that played at the World Cup who were not a part of the campaign. So we just have to keep the thing balanced. I mean, many people, including me, we have to listen to the conversation.
We have to listen to the conversation and comment according to, because we say other things that people didn't say, you know.
Yeah, so there's a very telling interview from a past player that I mean on Talawa TV. You can check it out. It's Marcus Gill speaking, and if you listen to what he speaks concerning Robbie Early, you could see why people draw certain conclusion. You know,
But
that's what I would say. And I just
Mannings,
leave
the
people to
caller
check it
talk
out.
about Marcus Gale, and you know that Marcus Gale came to Jamaica and refused to train with us and refused to stay at the house.
Yeah, yeah,
I see Paul Young made mention of it.
yeah. I
Marcus
know that
Gale,
some
when
of
he
the players
saw the
said that they wouldn't.
conditions,
Yeah, say we would not
when
play
Marcus
until we
Gale saw the
qualify.
conditions that we had to train in and live in, he didn't stay. He didn't even spend a night in Narb. So I don't know what the caller talking about. He left. He didn't even join the camp. He left. So that's one
Yeah,
of the reasons why a lot of the players were upset when he get to go to the World Cup. Because he came down, saw the condition, the training conditions, he saw the living conditions, and he left the camp. He didn't train not even a day, not even a minute.
yeah, yeah, yeah. But listen, good, fruitful discussion. A lot of things. I mean, people would have heard and from you for the first time. This is 2 hours. You know, past the
Go
time, but yeah,
go
yeah,
as quick.
2 hours. I'm telling you, it feels like it feels like no time, but it's 2 hours. You understand me? But that's what we want to do, to have these conversation. People need to ask the question again. This is to give you $500 credit on your phone. And the question is, what team did Altimon Butler played his first Europa game against? He was playing at Brest in France, and he played in the Europa League,
But
right? What team did he play against? Go ahead.
a lot of people don't know breast until them come back up
In the
in a
league,
league
yeah.
one. You know?
I will admit I didn't. I didn't know about them. So if you answer that
Yeah,
question
man.
right now before we close the stream, you get 500 credit. Listen, don't worry, you're going to see more of him on the platform, because when the games are played, we're going to try to get. Can you imagine if we have Paul Young, Dean Sewell, and Ultimate Butler discussing the Jamaica El Salvador game and the Jamaica USA game? We're going to try to see if we can get some of the past players to look at the game and help us analyze when the games are finished. But I want to thank you so much for your time, and also for the sacrifices, because I think sometimes the generation now don't understand that even going back past your era, that many people are giving up stuff, and some people were doing this not getting anything, but yet still did it because there's a sense of patriotism, and there is no formal recognition, and that's part of what I wanted to do. I wanted people to kind of hear these stories, to know that you didn't just get a ticket bought and thing, but you gave up your contract to come and play for Jamaica. You were coming out
Yeah.
of comfortable environment, but you sacrificed living in discomfort to help to see that Jamaica qualified for the World Cup. Most of us didn't know that you worked as a, a liaison officer, really, and also a player in the
Yeah,
build-up
man.
of that campaign. You understand me? And we don't know these things, and so I'm glad that you made the sacrifices. I really hope,
Marlins,
though.
man. See me
Yeah,
gears them there, in my office, See it?
yeah. Oh, you still have your number 20. Ha
Yeah, man, my gears
ha.
them put up, man, in my office, man.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Whoa. But I still wanted to take Claudia's idea.
Yeah, man,
Claude,
we'll talk again, man. It was a pleasure, It's a pleasure. I enjoy
right.
every
So she's
moment of it.
asking again. She's very serious. Are we serious about the summer? She's saying that even some summer camps that you need to come down in the summer. So we need to, yeah,
Yeah, man. We'll
we,
figure it out.
we need to
We'll
figure
figure
out
it.
something. All right. But thanks
Yeah,
again
man.
for the
It
time.
was a
And
pleasure, It was a pleasure. It was
yeah,
great.
man.
I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. There's a lot get left out still. But
No
we need
worries,
more
Phil.
time. We
We
need a
have more
year and a
time.
day.
Yeah,
We
but
need a year and a day.
we're going to talk because we want Bibi to come share film story, as a youngster. See the. No,
Yeah,
no,
man. We
no.
can get BB, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. Yeah, man. So we're going to line up all the
All
stuff,
right.
people. But yeah,
Yeah,
man. But
man.
thank
Enough
you
love
again
and
so
respect.
much. Yeah, man.
Enough love
Respect
and
every time, man.
respect. And thanks everybody for listening to the story. And
Yeah.
everybody just stay positive and hope that we can qualify.
Yeah, man.
Thanks a
All right
lot.
then, blessings.
Yeah, man. Enough love and respect, brother. All
All right,
right.
then, cool.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Take care.
All right, so there we go, people. Freddy, Altimon, Butler, Stephen Mitchell. Stephen Mitchell is our winner. So Stephen Mitchell, all right. Here is the number. Please just text this number right now. Text this number right now and say I am the winner, right? Yeah, I need to make sure that it is you. I don't want anybody else to send a text before you. And once you text the number to us, we will have the and tell us what phone you have. It if it is Digicel or it's a Lime phone. All right. Um, please do that. Want to say a big thank you to our sponsors who delivered the winnings to Jarvis Paris, who won for himself. He won for himself a whole box of Trick Nick products, right? That's Jarvis Paris. He answered the question yesterday and he won. Oh, I know please just hold on. I know we have a call, but the program has ended. Really, we're just closing out. So, hello, caller.
Yes, man is man.
Yes.
Yes, nice interview we done with Mr. Butler today, man. Very informative and very, knowledgeable of different perspectives.
Yes.
Yeah, man is man.
Yes.
I don't know if you know of this player. I don't know if you know of this player named Wahim Walker from St. Mary.
Yeah, man. Dirtsman.
Dirtsman.
Yes.
Man is man. That young man and there's another player named Maccabee and Lincoln Williams who played in Taros with Gregory Messam.
Yes.
So those 3-person man is man.
Yes.
If we could get the players in Jamaica to train as half of those players. Dirts trained very hard in the mornings when I was like, look, you used to go by Clemens Park and watch him running on the sun with some tires tight women up, when full of sun enough.
Yeah.
Training and these players know these man, they don't want to train man. They don't want to put in the work. Maccabee used to ride from Port Maria go to Jackson, back and forth, ride bicycle, plus other training. Lincoln only have just the same. They don't, these players man is bad. They on the phone and they're playing and it's training time and what the coach tell them they do. So I mean it's good to hope. It's good to hope that we can get some quality players, but to be honest, it's people just use the money just watch Cristiano Ronaldo, Messi and getting them heads to their Messi and they just play some ball and I don't think they take it really serious, man. To be honest.
Yeah.
They don't, most of them, not all of them, but majority of you, they don't take it football serious.
Yeah, man. All right, caller. Well, thanks. We're closing out the show now. We're trying to give this winner the credit, but thanks for calling. And now I'm going to try to get Dirts on the program one of these days.
I mean, is that player he was called to the 19th under 20 team?
Yeah, man. I know Dirts, man. I mean, I know Dirts.
Very, very, very good player.
I know Dirts, man. Yeah, man. He played for Constant Spring. I know him, man.
Yeah. Solid player and trained very hard, man. Those players train very hard.
Yeah.
Without a coach by themselves every day.
Yeah, man. All right. Yeah, man. All right. Blessings and thanks for calling in. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Blessings. All right. So, people, want to thank you again. We, like I was saying previously, that our sponsors are Trick Nick. Remember, you can get 25% discount on all Trick Nick products if you use the code I am sure sports 001. And we have a winner. The winner of the $500 credit is Stephen Mitchell. Stephen Mitchell is his name. So we are going to have his credit sent to him right now. So congratulations to Stephen Simis, who answered the question today about the team that Mr. Butler played for when he was in Brest in France. And the team that he played for, as you heard, is he played against. His first game in the Europa League was Zenit St. Petersburg. All right, so you should get your credit soon. Thanks to everyone for joining in. Please, people, hit the like button before you go. We would really, really, really appreciate and enjoy that. We have other interesting interviews lined up for you. Don't know if you have ever heard about Adonis Maxwell. Casman Williams, Aldine Dunn, Milton Griffiths. All right. So please, every time we have an interview, we're going to give you credit, right? And so don't worry, we have more interviews coming up, more credits given away, and more Trick Nick products given away. I want to say a big thank you to all the moderators in the comment section, for everyone who listened, for everyone who tuned in. Want to thank you, big thank you to Mr. Altimon Butler for his insight and sharing and being open and honest. Really appreciate him coming on. So thank you again. Keep showing love to the channel as we continue to spread and grow by spending time knowing our legends and their story. Shanice Brown, you missed it. You're probably going to have to ask Stephen Mitchell to share some of the credit with you. Or if we're on later and you hit the notification bell and you come on, you could win some credit. Again, thank you so much. Listen, we have Alan Skillcole coming up. We have so many great names coming up. More players from the 1998 team coming up as well. So stay with us, follow the channel, and you will get all the details. Thanks to every single one of you. Much love and appreciation. Again, if you have not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button before you go. As we are about to close, let me just share with you a few words from our sponsors, Trick Nick.
18 Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce. Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?